Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hi
Hi everyone.
everyone.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Ha- Good evening everyone. I hope you welcome to Luci's Quest. Luci's channel. I hope you guys had a productive you're going through a productive week, and we have a very nice episode for today. We are so excited to share to you our and introduce to you our guest. So Kathy and Ian, um,
How are you?
aren't you
How are you?
excited?
Very
Oh
excited.
yeah,
So, yeah, we
really
got
excited, right?
we preempted the episode by appearing on their screens
Actually,
prematurely. Yeah, before the opening billboard. But that's what happens during live shows. So yeah, as
yeah.
Carla mentioned, today will be very special because we have a very special guest. But before that,
Yep.
um, let's talk about a little bit about the latest news on the pandemic. Carlo, you were so excited to share something about the vaccine, the one that was um, discovered by Oxford.
Mm.
Carlo, can you hear us, Carlo? Okay. So Carlo, actually, he shared to friends and churchmates the
Mhm.
latest news that Oxford has developed a vaccine already, and that's going to be administered starting the last quarter of this year. Uh,
Uh,
but then,
Yeah.
but then, di ba, Carlo, we said, oops, we learned from Luch's episode as well that
Mm.
we should wait it out first. It's not recommended
Yeah.
na that we're part of the first batch. Why is that?
Yeah.
Why is that, Ian?
um, in when I read earlier about the development of vaccine, they mentioned that there are protocols in development of vaccine. That's why it usually takes a few years, from 3 to 5 even, because the timeline is important, so that they can fully understand and observe the effects of the vaccine and modify as necessary. So if they're going to start using or distributing this early, especially for trials, it's something that, like you said, we might want to think about participating at a later time, just to make sure that they've considered all options for
Mm,
safety and effectivity.
yeah. So,
True.
siguro Carlo and Ian, we can ask our audience to share
Yeah.
Mhm.
with us their thoughts. Kindly
Yeah,
post in the comment section. Will
would
you
they
do you,
participate? Yeah.
yeah, in the first batch? Yes or
Yes.
no?
Hmm.
Would you want to be part of the that first batch? So type in there yes or no. Share with us your thoughts. So sige Carlo, you were here last week. Si Carlo kasi was gone for a while,
Uh,
but nakabalik na siya last week and he'd like to share with us a recap on what transpired.
mhm.
May delay. Carlo?
Yeah.
Carlo kasi is using he just transferred to a new place eh. Can you hear us already, Carlo? Oh, he can't hear us.
Uh, yeah, he's trying hard to hear
Yeah, that's okay,
Yeah.
Carlo. I think I think the
Okay.
earlier.
Let's do a recap of our hello, hello. Can you hear
us.
me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Oh, where'd he go?
He did
Okay,
a recap. So,
that's okay. Sige, let's wait for Carlo to come back. But before that, Ian, siguro we can read some comments.
mhm.
So Miss Ofelia Guillermo is saying, oh, she said she will wait it out muna. She doesn't want to be
Okay.
part of the first batch. And then she's saying good evening to us. Rejoice
Really.
Puerto is also here tonight. Thank you also, Cindy, for watching. And some of our viewers will be watching on replay. Yun yung nakita nating habits of our viewers because it's dinner
Yeah.
time or some are just going home from work during this
True.
time. They watch us in the replay. So sige, let's do the recap na lang muna. I don't see Carlo at the backstage yet. But
Okay.
last week, Ian, we had a unique experience of having three entrepreneurs on the show, and they shared with us the stories behind their brand and
Mm-hmm.
how they developed their business during the quarantine, during the pandemic. And all three are very successful. They're thriving in this pandemic. So their tap addiction, that was Miss Honey Agulto.
Uh-huh.
She said she is earning more now than she
Okay.
earned in the past. So this is a
That's
win for
amazing.
her. And then number two, it's we had Lucho Nacho. That's
Mm.
Randy Tojos, Carlo. Carlo is at the backstage. But Carlo, kindly fix your camera though kasi naka ano siya. Naka uh, okay. Naka horizontal. Okay, so yeah, I'll bring you back. Carlo, can you hear us? So we were talking about Lucho Nacho. Si
Hello, I'm
Lucho
having,
Nacho,
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm
that's
having
okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Carlo, sige, discuss your takeaway. No, the recap from last week.
Recap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last week was so exciting, no? I learned a lot last week. We had three guests, guys. First was Hanilin. She's actually our partner, and she's doing a business, Tap Addiction, and surprisingly, she said that they're selling more tapa now during this time as to compared to the normal times.
Yeah.
And then I'm so happy for her, all the success to her. She's such a nice lady. Her and her husband, such nice people. God bless their business. And then we had our a close friend of mine, Randy Tojos. I'm so happy for this guy. He was able to launch his business, his food business. It's called the Lucho
Lucho
Nacho.
Nacho.
And guys, you have to taste the food of this guy. I mean, this guy really loves cooking. He has a passion for it. And what can you expect from his cooking? Masarap. That's the only description I could give. That's Lucho Nacho, authentic Mexican cuisine at an affordable price. And then another churchmate, she guested, very young, 23 years old, magna cum laude when she was a student, and she launched her business, which is Ube Pandesal. And what's the name of the business again, Kathy?
It's desserts
Um,
from
Desserts
P.
from P.
Desserts from P.
Hello.
P.
Okay.
Do you
Uh,
guys can you guys hear me?
yes, we can.
Yep.
We can.
Desserts
Sige.
from P. Oh, okay. There's a delay there in the internet.
20-second delay, I think. That's
Yeah.
okay. Sige, just keep
Her
on talking.
her bread product.
Ube cheese pandesal.
Mm-hmm.
Super sarap. Uh,
So guys, I'm really having trouble with my internet. Yeah. I'm really having trouble with my internet. Um Sige, go. Take it away, Ian. Kindly introduce our next topic, which is very exciting actually.
Yep. So this evening, thanks, Carlo. This evening is our 12th episode, and it's entitled Crisis to Cash. So this evening we'll be discussing winning business options with a very special guest, and we're very excited to have him with us this evening. So Kathy will help to introduce. Kathy?
okay. So sige, si Carlo will just join us during the takeaway at the end of the show. But please message us your comments as well as your questions for our guest. Who we will introduce right now. He is called the Entrep Champ. He is one of the most sought after and celebrated Filipino motivational speakers today. He is renowned for his learn-joyment. I like the term learn-joyment.
Yeah.
Kasi normally learning is, for some boring, except for Ian
Uh-huh.
who's a nerd. But yeah, kami, the normal people, we want to learn joy. What's that? Experience learn
Yeah.
joy.
Learn
Learn and
enjoyment.
enjoy.
Yeah.
Brand of keynotes and workshops, and for his best-selling book entitled Strategies of a Champion Entrepreneur, and
Mhm.
has recently released Stand Out: How to Lead Without Losing Your Values. Very important. A book
Yeah.
on ethical leadership. He is also a regular resource person on national
Mhm.
TV and radio. Kanina, he just
Yeah.
had a guesting at Radio Veritas. He
Yeah.
delivers
Very.
engaging, educational, and experiential talks, as well as his consistent sharing of real life strategies and principles, offering transformational value to his audience. Paulo is equally comfortable presenting to companies and individuals of whatever
Mhm.
age or background. He has developed motivational keynotes and programs using his experience and his expertise in business and corporate career, and was able to reach thousands of motivated attendees. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Paulo Tibig. Hi, Paulo.
Hello,
Good
Kat.
evening.
Magandang
Hi,
Hi.
gabi sa
Paolo.
inyo lahat. At si Carlo nasa na, wala na. Well,
Wala
sana
na.
tayo rin
Magbabalik
Mamaya,
mamaya.
babalik yan.
sa ating internet connection. But thank you, Kat, for the invite. I know that supposedly this few weeks ago pa, but for some reason or another, because of schedule conflict and so on, at least eto na rin tayo at we'll be
Yes.
ano ba to? I will always tell people, especially sa mga live events that I do, that abuse me now. Yeah. So, going to be
Abuse me now.
yeah, abuse me now. It's going fill in your question kung meron po yung mga tanong natin, yung mga viewers natin and so on. I hope that we can share with you things. And alam nyo, if you're I'm happy to be back again with so many online talks and so on na ganito. Kasi parang hindi ko yata kaya na walang engagement every so often, even during pandemic. Kaya eto, we hope to share with you a lot of insights. And kung meron kayong mga tanong, sabi nga ni Lakat and Ann, ngayon na, ibato nyo na. Dahil ang mga tanong na yan, sana masagot natin at nabigyan natin ng magandang response. Yan. Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Kanina sa backstage, pinag-usapan namin how we like your new look. This is your quarantine look. Kasi hindi niya pa pinapahawakan sa barbero yung ano niya, yung ulo niya. Ayaw muna niya.
Okay rin siguro. That's one of the way to adapt with the new normal, this lockdown look. In fact, I have engagement na nakamalong. Would you believe, nakamalong ako? At pero naka-blazer. Siyempre naka-blazer. Meron akong kasi di ba, body lang naman. And meron akong mga engagement na talagang cycling shorts pa nga. But at least, at the end of the day, it's more about, mas mahalaga pa rin yung value that you provide with your audience and the takeaways that they can get and so on. As I mentioned earlier, tanggap naman natin kung may mga glitches na ganito. So, yun lang. Okay lang naman yun. Walang problema. Gwapo pa rin naman daw, Kat. And okay pa rin kahit mapunta na.
Definitely. Bagay sa'yo talaga yung look mo ngayon.
Tapos
I really actually for the information of the audience, he is broadcasting live from Bataan. Nasa Bataan siya right now.
Nasa Bataan. Dito kami nagpa-lockdown. Particularly dito sa
I really like the title, Crisis into Cash. Ako, that is really my hope, that this crisis will turn into cash and be deposited to my bank account. Kasi, di ba, yun kailangan na ma-reverse yung direction ng bank account natin ngayon.
Yung title na yan, it's a principle that I did. Yung one of my best-selling book kasi, Strategies of a Champion Entrepreneur. Medyo ilang taon na siya. And yun yung unang-unang chapter. That's one of the first principle that I have developed at na i-share ko din doon sa libro. paano nangyari yon? By the way, I'm into logistics. I'm also into business. Parang yung V Cargo Worldwide is our flagship business. We've been in the business for about 21 years na. Me and my wife started that several years ago. And yung unang libro kasi is basically mga strategies that had worked for me and have proven to work for so many successful entrepreneurs dito sa atin sa Pilipinas. So, anong nangyari, yung principle na yan, I call it a C2C. And in Cat, no? That's C2C means crisis turns to cash. O, yun, parang ganun siya. Now, ang konsepto kasi nun, parang in any crisis, there is opportunity to begin with, and those opportunity can translate to cash. Parang ganun siya. So, paano mangyayari yon, di ba? Parang crisis na nga, parang ganyan. Look at this kwento. I would like to share with you this particular kwento na matagal na panahon na during the stint where me and my wife back then nasa corporate din kami. I was with I'm a typical professional hopper. Yung bang I hop from one company to another to another to another. Parang ganyan, and I'm sure marami nakaka-relate sa atin dito. Na parang at the end of the day, hindi yata ako pang corporate. So lumabas ako ng kumpanya at paano na ang gagawin ko? Parang ganyan. And my wife, ngayon, yung aking girlfriend that time, nasa ano siya, brand management, in one multinational company. Parang ganyan. So, 1997, yung mga panahon na yon na El Nino crisis. So, meaning to say, kakulangan ng tubig, di ba, ganun ang El Nino ganun ang El Nino. Tapos, after that stint with corporate, anong gagawin ko? So, sabi ko nga, the best way to do this, probably yung, since I was founded with entrepreneurial environment dito pa rin sa probinsya, nung aking mga magulang. So, sabi ko, minarapat na, parang wala na akong tatakbuhan wala na akong corporate na pupuntahan. So, I decided to come up with a simple business wherein it turned out to be nag-evolve siya because of crisis. That time, El Nino crisis, kakulangan ng tubig, and mind you, ang unang negosyong sinetap namin, laundry business. So, bakit laundry business? Bakit laundry business? Parang, di ba, for all you know, crisis na nga ng tubig, bakit ka papasok pa ng laundry? Yun ang tanong na maganda doon. Unang-una, yung environment, I'm scanning well the environment. Di ba, when you talk about scanning the environment, it's like antenna. Parang pinataas mo ang antenna dun sa bahay, di ba? Di ba, ang use ng antenna is para makita mas magandang signal, mas maraming channel, and so on. Kaya ganun ang antenna. Di ba, parang ganyan. So with this, nung nakita namin na crisis sa tubig, yet ang laki ng need for most, nandun kasi kami sa University Belt area, Moraita, Recto, yung mga yan. Sa San Sebastian area, kung saan tumatakbo yung mga snatcher, yung mga kanto-kanto doon. Doon kami nakatira mga panahon na yun, after college, parang ganyan. So, ibig sabihin, nakikita ko na yung konsepto ng, ito yung pangangailangan nung nandito sa paligid na ito, at itong pangangailangan na ito, despite the fact na crisis ngayon sa tubig, malaki ang tsansa at yung oportunidad to get into that business. So we decided to come up with that. Tigisang washer lang, tsaka tigisang a dryer. And then do sa first pwesto na meron kami, we just ended up around 3 to 4 months. Why? Nakita ng owner na okay yung negosyo. Napaalis kami. So siya ang nagtayo. Kasi nga, we have seen that we have pinpointed the pain points during that time doon sa area na karamihan ng mga nag-aaral doon sa paligid, mga iba-ibang university doon, nangangailangan ng laundry. That was the time that sabi ko nga, this particular crisis have turned really a very good opportunity, and it turned out to be translating to kaching-kaching, cash. Ganun na nangyari. So, doon umikot yung principle. Doon umikot yung principle C2C. Now, leading to that end also, if I may share also with sa lahat ng viewers natin ngayon, no? Look at this very good story and case study. si Kat and I think Anne is also in the corporate world at this point, di ba? Once in my life also, isa rin akong bolerong nagtitinda ng gamot, synthesis medrep. Isa rin ako naging marketing alalay, to be exact, di ba? Nakita ko si Jason, yan, magkakilala na kami matagal ng panahon na ito. Nagkaroon ako ng pagkakataon sa corporate world and nakapagtrabaho ko sa Makati. Di ba? Parang, di ba, aspiration, pagka nakagraduate ka ng kolehiyo, parang gusto mo makapagtrabaho, di ba? Yung mga panahon na yan na parang nakaporma ka, kung todong alam mo yun, na talagang parang yung idea, aspirational to work in Makati, to work in Ortigas, nakaporma ka and so on. Nangyari sa akin yun. The problem with that is that ang kinikita ko during that corporate stint is not even enough. So ano mangyayari? Ko kaya, kasi yung boss ko that time, hindi ko nasasabihin kung sino yung boss ko that time. Kasi kasama ko isang speaker dito sa Pilipinas. Bugulo ko na lang sa inyo. Yung boss ko that time, parang mahilig kumain sa labas, etc. So hindi ko kaya yung ganung lifestyle. So ang nangyari, di ba yung mga Jolly Jeep na nandyan sa paligid kada kanto, yung mga jeep ng bibilan natin ng pananghalian, ng merienda, iyon yung tanging kaya ng budget ko yung mga panahon na yun. Now, look at this everyone. Bakit ko sinasabi yung Jolly Jeep? Jolly Jeep is also a way to turn crisis into cash. Ano ibig sabihin? Ang mga nagsimula kasi ng Jolly Jeep concept are people from Pateros and Taguig. So dyan natin makakain yung mga typical na mga lutong bahay, affordable, tapos accessible, at the same time, may mga pagkain dyan na hindi mo makakain sa typical restaurant. Yung mga exotic food pa nga, kuminsan bibe, may mga ganyan. So, bakit ko sinasabing it's a very good way to develop na yung principle ng C2C? Because these people, yung mga taga-Taguig at Pateros yan, nakita nila na sila ang solusyon doon sa problema ng karamihan na nasa Makati o nasa Ortigas na nagtatrabaho na looking for affordable, lutong bahay, at you will remain as social pa rin na nandoon. Ang difference na lang nun, pagdating ng tanghali, bababa ka ng building, papasok ka ng jeep, tapos ang kakainan mo plato, parang, kung alam niyo lang to, yung nito, yung tawag na nito na plato, ito yung parang walis ting-ting, na parang winib na plato, yung parang walis ting-ting na plato, and then nalagyan lang ng plastic. Diba? So,
plastic.
Pangyari ka kumain, tatanggalin ng plastic, papasok si Ann o si Carlo, lalagyan din ng plastic, tatanggal ng plastic, and so on. So, ganun lang yun.
Okay.
So, imagine mo, di ba, parang ganun yung buhay nun eh. I think until now, medyo nag-level up nga lang. So, what's the point, everyone? Itong mga Jolly Jeep na yan is a very good example of that principle of crisis turns to cash. Crisis sa mga nagtatrabaho, sa mga empleyado doon sa paligid, and then cash o ginto dun sa mga entrepreneurs, small entrepreneurs, micro entrepreneurs sa mga Taguig at Pateros. So anong key dito, everyone? Ang key dito, you just need to scan the environment, parang antenna, up your antenna, and then look at what's happening around us. And then similarly, pinpoint lang natin yung pain points ng market na gusto natin. And coming from the pain points, gut triggers, you'll be able to develop a certain product or solution or service that to ensure that you'll be able to come up with a very good business concept or model. So ganun na nangyari with the principle para lang i-lay down natin the foundation of why C2C comes into play. Napakaganda niya kasi and I'm happy. Kasi, ngayon, nasa pandemic, di ba? Nasa pandemic tayo. But look at this, everyone. If I've written that book several years and I have developed that principle, mas mahabang panahon na. Why still now it's working? And we have seen now that it's going to work still for people who have the knack to see things on a wider perspective. Parang ganyan siya. Kaya C2C, crisis turns to cash.
Very interesting. So, yung main points na sinabi mo, Paolo, number one, you have to scan the environment.
Mm.
And then
Mm-mm.
number two, you have to identify pain points, and then you have to offer a solution for that pain point. And you said that this thing that itong formula mo, you have already done that before, and
Mm-mm.
it's still working up to now. So
Yes,
kumbaga template na siya, guys,
oh,
for
actually,
anyone who
template
wants
na siya.
to do this.
To give you an idea also, nung dinevelop yung principle, I applied that dun sa business namin, dun sa logistics business. Parang
Yeah.
yung konsepto parang we're getting into a business model wherein it's traditional, ang dami ng player, and how can we differentiate ourselves into coming into the industry of logistics and freight business. So, yung kasing experience ko, working student kasi ako from first year to fourth year sa isang customs brokerage company. And then I stayed there for about 2 years pa. So, 6 na taon siguro nandun ako sa isang parang related to freight business, parang ganyan. Although iba-ibang trabaho ang pinasa ko doon. Now, kung malalaman nila, baka nga hindi kayo maniwala, ayoko naman maalaala mo kaya yung ating pag-uusap dito. But then again, ang totoo dyan ay parang isa yun sa nagmulat sa akin yung entrepreneurial environment, parang ganyan. And basically, yung mga panahon na yun, kasi parang working student, di ba, not your typical working student na nagtatrabaho sa fast food Parang doon ako napunta na parang 2 weeks after graduation dito sa probinsya, niluwas na ako ng nanay ko para nga makatulong doon sa pamilya namin bilang isang pinaka-eldest dun sa magkakapatid para makatulong. So doon natutulog ako sa lamesa, ito totoo to, walang halong biro, sa opisina, and para ma-augment yung pangangailangan o yung panggastos sa pag-aaral. So doon namulat ngayon na nakita ko na pwede pala. Now, it turned out that this particular parang experience coupled with always nire-raise na problema ng wife ko na parang, yun nga, nasa brand management siya. Karaniwang problema nila, handling the merchandising materials, ito yung mga POS, point of sales materials, ito yung mga nakikita natin, I'm sure Cathy knows this, ito yung mga nakikita sa supermarket, nakikita sa, yung parang support to sales, parang ganyan, anything from mga gondola, yung lalaki ng produkto, and so on and so on. So, brand people, di ba, the multinational, talagang gumagamit sa malaking pera para ito. The problem is, are they maximized based on the parang spread, posting exposure from doon pa lang sa palengke hanggang sa mga key accounts and so on. So, ano nangyari? When we solved the problem, yun din yung naging trigger ng C2C concept. Sabi ko nga, if you're going to this traditional type of business model, baka kainin lang tayong buhay. Marami nang established yan and so on and so on. So we need to develop a certain solution that will cater specifically to that particular need of this trade marketing, brand management, parang ganon, marketing people. True enough, the pain points of, yung kinuha kong pain points, karaniwan nung wife ko din, at ng mga ibang mga companies na FMCG, talagang yun ang need. So, what we did was to develop a certain pioneering solutions dun sa industriya. Na for some of the well-established freight companies, parang gravy lang sa kanila kasi matrabaho, maliit ang kita, barya-barya lang. So, ang ginawa namin, yung gravy na ayaw nila, kinuha namin yun. Dinevelop namin yung, kinumbine ko yung logistics with marketing services solution to come up with what we call as logistics marketing services, which is naging pioneer in this industry. So, ganun na nangyari. Kaya nga, and what's the principle behind that? That's C2C. Crisis sa brand, crisis sa marketing, crisis sa FMCG companies, and then opportunity for people like us who starting out to have a needs in that particular type of business. Kaya, really works. So it's a proven, templateable talaga. Now, moving forward, 20 years ago, from then and now, paano mo i-develop? Diba? Paano gagamitin yung citrus na yun? And it's applicable. Lalo na ngayon, with pandemic, nasa crisis tayo. How do you see now the crisis, everyone, that when pwede bang ma-develop then into some, alam yun, things like tweaking the business model, working on parang a concept that will be accepted by your market, by your target, and so on. So, anong key dito? We have to be different. We have to be different. And differentiator will follow so long as you study well yung market na you wanted to tap. Parang ganyan. Ako, baka naman ako na magsalita dito kasi para na tayo nag-talk pala nito, no? Kasi
Yeah.
susunod na
It's
ako
okay.
doon. O, i-stop mo na ako
May
doon.
I
Para, ayan.
May question ako. What you said was very interesting. Ian, if you have a question, just put in ha. You said that you have to identify the differentiator. Kasi
Mm.
kung pare-pareho kayo, you know, maghahati-hati kayo sa market. So you want, of course, to drive the people to your brand. Pero halimbawa, hindi ka naman business graduate. Kaya ba 'yun ng non-business graduate?
Well, I think, siyempre may advantage yung business graduate to begin with. Kasi, kumbaga, yung mga fundamentals, di ba, nilalatag na sa kanila yung mga dapat mong i-consider, all things that is necessary to come up with a business venture. But yes, I would say that, sabi ko nga, parang it's more of parang, again, babalik dun sa antena eh. Alam mo, ganito lang naman yun. Kahit naman pinakamagaling na business graduate, kung hindi naman niya i-up antena niya, hindi niya nakikita environment, and you cannot scan the environment, that's useless. Parang sayang. For those people na were, smart and parang they see really potentials, opportunity, sila yung mismo nakakauna pa. Now, ang point kasi doon is that parang ano ang titignan mo? It helps, no? I tell people always about how do you get differentiated from the rest. Look at this principle, everyone. This is what I develop principle. Ang dami ko na-develop, no? Parang ang dami-dami na-develop na parang principle.
Pero kay Mrs. ka muna na-develop bago ang lahat ng ito.
Yun eh. Actually, ang totoo nga doon, alam mo, yung kung malalaman niyo lang yung kwento, nagsimula
Love story
ako,
mo.
hindi naman, mga medyo, pang cutie-cutie pie lang na storya. Parang when we started these businesses, wala naman talaga kaming pera to begin with. Parang ganyan. And parang ginawa ko ng mga panahon, kung merong MIL, Mother, ano to yung MIB, Men in Black. Ako naman merong MIL, Mother in Loan. No? Pero hindi ko pa, girlfriend ko pa that time yung aking di ba, looking at creativity, di ba? See? So, yung Mother in the Loan, parang nanghiram kami ng konting pera. That time, hindi pa kami mag-husband and wife. So, awa ng Diyos, napaputang kami ng konti para we started the bank holding the logistics business para kumuha kami ng isang malikas na naman. Ang maganda ron, paano kung di kami magkatuluyan? Di ba lahat ng interest malamang?
Yun lang, yeah.
Parang gano'n. So gano'n ang mga story
Kasi hindi daw in-encourage na yung pag boyfriend girlfriend pa lang what's that, mag-invest kayo in something kasi pag naghiwalay.
Oo nga. So malaking problema. Yun nga yun. Buti na nga lang, kapal siguro ng mukha ako mga panahon na yun kasi wala naman akong pagkukunan ng pera. Talagang medyo naglakas lang ng loob kami. And okay naman, awa ng Diyos. At yun nga lang, meron syempre kapalit yun. Hanggang ngayon, kasama namin yung mother-in-law namin. Kasama namin sa bahay. Parang ganyan. So it's okay. Kasi kung hindi naman, baka wala interest, lahat ng interest pinabayaran na. Now, going back, yung how are we going to be different? The principle that I developed was, I talk about parang be the orange among apples principle. So ano ba yung principle na to? You talk about differentiator. You talk about how to stand out from the rest. For example, you see a basket of apples, pulang-pulang mansanas. Now on top of that, you see an orange, isang orange lamang. Now ilagay natin, for example, yung apples na yun as your competitor in a particular business that you're into. So ibig sabihin, pwedeng lahat ng apples na yun, pare-pareho ng offerings na binibigay at ino-offer sa kanyang merkado. Ibig sabihin, everything equal, parang bakit ako pipili sa iyo at hindi sa kanya at hindi dito ka isang apple at hindi ka isang apple? How will I stand out to ensure that yung parokyano, yung mga customers will go to your store, will buy your product, di ba, will patronize your service versus others. So imagine natin, for example, that particular concept na hindi ka nag-i-stand out doon, then definitely, you'll just be one of those. Parang mangyayari ang merkado, naglalaban-labang tayo dun sa merkado na pare-pareho. Hindi ka nag-i-stand out. That's where the differentiator comes in. Ibig sabihin, how do you differentiate? In fact, hindi lang naman kasi sa negosyo applicable yung principle ng POM sa mga apples. Even sa personal natin and professional life natin. Di ba? Parang, how will you differentiate? For example, business. Again, babalik ako sa negosyo. Di ba? Karaniwan sa sa dagat, di ba ang dagat, gustong-gusto natin, nandun tayo sa may pangpang kasi doon yung malinis, parang nasa white sand, and so on and so on. So habang lumalalim yung dagat, di ba parang nagiging dark. And alam naman natin, pag dark yung dagat, parang mas malalim na siya. And normally, pag malalim ang dagat, nandyan na yung mga shark o yung mga pating. Diba? Yung mga, dyan lang gusto nila eh. Dyan sila nag-lurk and so on. Now, yung mga pating na yan, karaniwan, naghahanap yan ng prey. And ang prey na hinahanap nila, basically, ito yung parang, whether isda, whether, tawag dito, pwedeng tao, parang ganyan, pwedeng basura, para makain nila. Now, figuratively, kapag yung pating ay nakakain ng isda o ng tao, figuratively, everyone, don't get me wrong on this, para siyang nagiging red ocean. Di ba? Para siyang namumula. Now, imagine natin, for example, yung isang prey na yon, pinag-aawayan ng different patings. At yung prey na yon, na isang negosyo, na isang merkado, ay pinag-aawayan ng iba't ibang nagne-negosyo. So, definitely, pag nakain ng pating yung isang prey na yon, parang nagre-red ocean. So, ibig sabihin, we will be flooded by this pating. We will be flooded by what? By whom? By so many parang competitor. Now, how do you go about it? There's a reason why dapat wala tayo dun sa red ocean. We get into the blue ocean. Yung blue ocean, we keep on continuously coming up with a new concept. That's one. We take competition na tanggalin sa equation. We develop our own space. Parang ganon. Nang sa ganon, mag-stand out ka. So, ibig sabihin, with the principle of that, parang be the orange amongst apple, it will work for us. Kasi pag hindi, parang pating lang yan, kinain yung prey, naging red ocean, tayo, pating na nandun. Or, dun sa basket of apples na yon, how do you stand out? Kung pare-pareho tayong pula, pare-pareho tayo ng offering, pare-pareho tayo ng presyo, ano na, paano kita pupuntahan at hindi siya? So the principle works. The principle we're in, kung makita mo yung crisis and then there's opportunity, now if you see na opportunity, paano ka mag-stand out with them? So the principle, dapat i-apply, you have to be the orange among apples. You don't need to be an apple na katulad ng ibang apples. If that's the case, mako-commoditize yung merkado. Meaning to say, ano na paglalabanan? Hindi na value, hindi na benefit. Ang paglalabanan lang dito, presyo, presyo, presyo. Problem with that, that would translate now thinning of margin. So kung tinang margin natin, how can we survive? Operational expenses normally, pataas ang pataas yan, nagbabalon yan. E paano kung di naman kayanin ng benta, ng business development, and definitely ng profit. So it's not going to be profitable. So how do you apply being an orange? How do you stand out being an orange amongst your peers kung personal, amongst your corporate colleagues if it's nandun sa trabaho, sa corporate, and basically sa business also. How do you, di ba, get to be noticed, get to stand out, and be parang an orange. Yan siya. So makikita
So
nyo
how nga ba? So
Yeah.
paano nga ba Paulo, how will you stand out? Let's say last week may ginest tayo na food entrepreneurs. Yung isa doon is ube cheese pandesal. And alam natin na ang daming nagbebenta ng ube cheese pandesal. So, ano yung tip mo na para mag-stand out si ube cheese pandesal A?
Yes, kay B, kay C, no? Alam mo, hashtag walang katapusang ubi pandesal. Yun na nakikita ko sa Facebook. And parang lahat na lang ube.
Paano ba?
Okay. So, yun nga yung sasabi natin. For example, it's now commoditized. Meaning to say, they're typical apples, red apples. Sabi mo ubi 1, ubi 2, ubi 3, ubi 4. Now, you have to consider working on your FGD, focus group discussion. Meaning to say, ito yung mga bagay na less cost versus market research na effective pa rin to get yung particular na needs and wants of your particular target profile. Example, ubi pandesal. Anong sabi mo nga, bakit kita bibilin isa kay 2, kay 3, and 4? Ano bang meron yung ubi pandesal mo na wala sa kanya, na wala sa kanya, na wala sa kanya? And then you highlight that. You can get that by way of doing FGD. Example, sa taste, gaano ba kasarap kung si 1, si 2, si 3 na ube? Ano ba yung cheese na ginagamit mo? Ikaw ba yung typical patakbuhin cheese? O ikaw naman yung tipong napakamahal na cheese? O ikaw ba yung tipong cheesy talaga? Na talagang pati paggawa mo talagang lahat ng pagiging cheesy sinasama mo and so on. It will be reflected, everyone. So ano ibig sabihin? With that, paano? In terms of texture, in terms of cost, in terms of, alam mo yun, yung availability, yung channel where to get this particular ubi pandesal and so on. Kung akong tatanungin mo, ang ubi mo ba pag kinagat ko, talaga bang lilipad ako na parang high na ako pag kinain ko yung ubi pandesal mo para i-claim mo na napakasarap ng ubi mo versus others, na para sabihin mo maging standard yung ubi mo? Tell me, di ba? O pwede bang yung ubi pandesal ko para maiba, lagyan ko ng caviar? Wow! Di ba? Parang, pag ginawa mo pa yung gano'n, were you going to stand out? Maybe yes, maybe yes. So ano sasabi natin? Yung principle of standing out is for you to find out basically with your marketing. How can you differ your ubi pandesal from the rest of ubi pandesal? Sabi ko nga sa inyo, kung ang ubi pandesal na kakainin ko may vitamin A, B, C, D hanggang C na, Diyos ko, baka malamang lahat ng bumibili. Nandyan na, tayo nang bumibili sa'yo. And so on. So, you have to study well competition. Studying the competition makes now yung jumpstart mo to have an advantage for your product or service. Kaya nga sabi ko nga sa inyo, di ba? In my case, hindi ako pumasok din sa industriya, nasasabay lang ako na presyuhan na pag-uusapan namin. We pinpointed the pain points of a particular market wherein we saw that there's opportunity with that. And that we developed that particular service wherein parang customized service siya. Until now, it's working for us. Now, what about this ubi pandesal? Yeah. What about this sisig? What about this siopaw? What about this king and so on? Lahat na naging baker, lahat na naging napakagaling na cook and so on. Now, how will you differentiate? Bakit na bibilin? Kung presyo ang pag-uusapan lang natin, hindi magtatagal. Kailangan meron kakaiba na unique value o unique proposition yung ubi pandesal mo. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, if I have my ube, eto na lang huwag na tayong ngayon. Di ba alam naman natin ang suman dati? Suman. Yung suman dati, plain lang yan, malagkit. Tama, di ba? Eventually, because of innovation, naglabas na may suman na may halaya na, suman na may mangga, suman na may tsokolate, and so on and so on. So anong point doon? Kakambal lagi ng innovation so that you can stand out. Meaning to say, yung sinasabi natin kaninang red ocean, you have to get out of the red ocean. Kasi most of the patin, most of the sharks, infested na yan eh. And if that infested, yung area na yon, you have to go out. And in doing so, sa negosyo, ganun din, you have to innovate. You have to stand out continuously. Why? Why, everyone? Yung barrier to entry kasi, ng pagpasok ng negosyo, ang laki ng potential na anyone can get into that similar negosyo. Nakuha niyo? So, yun sabihin.
Yeah.
Kung pasok ka doon sa negosyo yun, similar ubi pa rin. Ano bang ipagmamalaki mo sa ubi na yan? Maybe yung ubi na yan, gumagamit ka ng totoong ubi. Yung ubi, yung root crop, o harina pa. if ako gumagamit ng totoong ube, yun ang i-highlight ko to stand out from the rest of the ubes. Di ba? So,
may naisip ako. Pwede
Ah.
siguro ube cheese pandesal, for example, no? Parang applying the principle that you shared. Ako, sasabihin ko, I use Good Shepherd ube.
can be.
In my,
Yes. Kasi
diba?
kilala si Good
Branded.
Shepherd.
Kasi kilala.
Branded.
Yeah.
Pwede yun. Pero alam mo, parang ang dating doon, nakipiggyback na yung Good Shepherd sa'yo. I would rather say, parang, wow, thank you alam mo, promotion sa atin yan, di ba? Parang ganyan. I would rather use it, parang kunyari nga, sabi ko, kung ube pandesal siya, gagamitan ko siya ng totoong ube. Kasi may iba yung totoong ube na root crop versus doon sa ube na parang flour based and so on and so on. Magkaiba yun eh. And definitely, meron iba sa taste. Kaya nga minsan, di ba, we wanted yung taste challenge. Para lang sa ganon, and then you get testimonial, wherein, pag nakita mo, ube pa lang to, okay talaga. Kasi malalasahan mo yun. Hindi mo malalaman na kung ito pag pare-pareho lang kayo, then you see the difference now. Ube 1, ube 2, ube 3. Di ba? Parang ganyan. Tapos pati ang pangalan ko, iba. Kung kayo, kunyari, Kat's ube, An's ube, sa akin, Ube.
Para maiba.
Something that will ring a bell ka agad, di ba?
Yeah, right.
Para apply yung
out, yeah.
Tapos yung model mo nakatuto na may hawak na ube pandesal, tutube.
Yeah.
So you know, medyo ma-play forward kasi ako kaya kumbaga that's how you connect with people. So ibig sabihin, yes, Kat, go ahead.
Yung si Carlo kasi 'di ba hindi siya baka connect muna mamaya siya babalik. Pero gusto ko itanong yung question niya na sinend niya sa atin. Yung what are the businesses or industries do you think will thrive in this time of crisis? Okay. Alam ko meron kang forecast. Well, actually nangyayari na rin. May mga winning businesses nakikita na natin. Kung ano-ano 'yon.
Well, ayun nga, alam mo, I think Kat, siguro matagal na tayo magkakilala at matagal na rin tayo sa Facebook. Alam ko naman, isa kang certified followers. In fact, yung mga nagme-message sa inyo ngayon, naku, mga followers. Yeah,
mga followers mo yun. Yeah.
Maganda gabi sa inyong lahat. Maganda gabi sa inyong lahat.
Good evening. Alam mo,
thank you. Every year, meron ako nilalabas every January na parang business insight. And this is always captured by TV networks, radio, and so on. Now, parang itong during the lockdown, parang naglabas na naman ako ng bago na parang hindi naman dapat kasi nga, parang nasa pa lang tayo nasa season pa lang, first 3 months, first quarter of the year, and yet nagkaroon na ng pagbabago because of this COVID nga. Now, talking about ube, talking about food, talking about differentiator, one of the best way to get into is get into the food business at this point. This is one business option to take. In fact, not just with pandemic, even beyond pandemic. So, katulad nun, bakit ngayon pumapasok sa ube pandesal? Sabi ko nga lahat na naging baker, naging master baker na, naging culinary chef na. At meron pang isang katutong doon, naging anong sasabihin ko dito? Cart master, o shopping cart master na ang karamihan ng mga Pilipino. Yung isang pera natin kakabili ng online. Naging tatlo na yung attributes natin, na-develop na skills sa atin. Now, so basically, we have seen some businesses who are thriving and succeeding during pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'll share this, ha?
Tama, di ba? It's validated. Food is one. Now, depende sa concept ng food. Di ba? Parang ganyan. So, kung mapapansin natin, yung basic of the basic, siya yung namamayagpag. Siya yung tinatangkilik. Kasi, di ba, karamihan sa tao ngayon will not parang spend money on other things rather than food. Siyempre, priority. Example, kung sikat, ikaw mahilig ka sa moda, sa fashion. Palagay ko yung fashion ng pre-pandemic at saka ngayon, pareho lang. Parang the other day, nadaan ako ng mall, parang sabi ko nga, mukhang yung paninda noong pre-pandemic, yun pa rin yung mga naka-display. Yun pa rin. Yeah. Pa rin. Sabi ko nga, parang hindi man nabago yung moda. Eh, siyempre, sino ba naman ang magtatahi pa ngayon sa panahon ngayon na karamihan sa atin nasa bahay lang sa atin, di ba? And sayang ang pamorma. Kaya nga ako, ang ginagawa ko, pag yung mga corporate engagement ko kahit online, ngayon nagbibihis ako, yung mga typical bihis ko. Kasi yung typical branding ko ng kasi hindi ko na nasusuot eh. Di baka it's either kalakyan or kaliitan ko, sayang lang, di ba? The place, so on. So kahit nakaupo ka lang, nakabihis ka, at least yung feel and thought of using your fashion, nagagamit mo siya. So basically, people will tend to see food pa rin siya. So ano itong mga gusto natin dito? We have seen that yung mga packed meals are getting a very good play and share of their market. Di ba? Parang ganyan. Ito yung mga ready to cook, ready to eat na mga food preparations, di ba? Na available anytime and using the platform of online. Recently, ito, there's a good story. Meron akong dalawang naging audience in two public brands. Yung isa is a former OFW. Yun, nakita ko mga followers sa OFW natin. Parang nagstay na sila dito sa Pilipinas bago mag-pandemic. And then, bago mag-pandemic, nagme-message sa akin, nagtatanong siya na, Sir, ito yung plano namin, ito yung ganyan. Ano yung particular? Related to agriculture, seafoods, parang ganyan. Parang mga online grocery ng mga, alam niyo, ng mga isda and so on and so on. Sabi ko, nagbigay ako ng some advices, some insight on that. You know, during that COVID, parang first 2 weeks pa lamang, nag-message sa akin and nagpadala ng mga pictures. Tinag niya ako sa Facebook. And you know what? Yung sasakyan nila, punong-puno ng mga orders daily. So it was a very, in fact, siguro mga 2-3 weeks ago lamang, meron siyang sariling page. Meron siyang sariling page. Pinaano niya sa akin, pina-check niya sa akin. That's one very good story. Another success story, at least during this pandemic, and alam ko naman marami. Isa pong vegan. Baka nga ngayon nakikinig to eh. Hindi ko nasasabihin ng pangalan. Isa siyang vegan, I think hardcore vegan. Kasi ako, vegan longganisa yung gusto ko eh. Ito hardcore. Sure, marami.
V-I-G-A-N. Siya V-E-G-A-N.
So vegan sila mag-asawa. And then initially, umattend to sa isang public run na webinar yung ginawa ko. Tapos, ang gusto niyang gawin, parang mga kimchi. Riding the wave of kimchi. Parang ganyan. Sabi ko ganito, okay. Try to do FGD. And then, you're in that community. May vegan community, ang laki-laki ng vegan community na sa atin. Diba? Parang ganyan. Sabi ko, ano ang pwede pa outside of vegan? Alam isa doon, isa halaya. Tama, halaya. Pangalawa, vegetable lasagna. Okay. So sabi ko, I'll take the third, which is vegetable lasagna. Get into vegetable lasagna, do the FGD, yung kanya kasing husband, isang OFW, cook sa barko. In fact, isa siya doon sa mga na hold doon sa Manila Bay. Di ba yung mga cruise ship na hindi makakababa? Nung bumaba yung husband, nag-develop sila vegetable lasagna. Just recently, siguro mga 4 or 5 days ago, kausap ko siya. And that person was telling me, on the average right now, they're getting something like 70 to 20 orders a day of 200 pesos something ng vegetable lasagna. What does it tell you, everyone? What does it tell you? Na parang, for all you know, parang he attended even one of my parang entrepreneurship run, parang ganun, years ago. And lumalabas, sabihin mo na lang, para for easy computation, 200 times 20. Magkano yun? 4,000? 4,000?
Yan yung magaling sa math eh. Yan.
Yes.
4,000 ba? 4,000.
Yeah, 4,000.
Sabihin na lang natin, 30% of 4,000 is how much? On the average. Magkano?
Yan.
Mga magkano? Kasi pag 20, mga 100. Mga 1, 2. Mga 1, 2 to 1,500. So, ibig sabihin, they're now netting close to 1,000 pesos a day. Namin
Wow.
yung
Okay.
vegetable lasagna na umaga lang ginagawa. At 200 pesos, tell me, these stories is about food business. You just
Yeah.
need to be creative. Ang sabi ko nga dito, everyone, we can turn crisis into a positive one. We know that ang daming
Yeah.
nangyari with this crisis. Maraming negativity.
Yeah.
But you can turn crisis into a very good. Meron akong positive take on crisis. Eh. And that one
Mm-hmm.
is, wow, challenging your creative thinking. That's one. So
Yeah.
in that particular case study, vegetable lasagna, who will buy vegetable lasagna to begin with? Versus typical lasagna. Versus typical ulam na lang. But look at this, everyone. May merkado. Tuwang-tuwa. Kung tumawag.
Well, I
Mag-iisang
think
mag-iisang
Well, I
buwan
think that is
na food business.
because konti lang din yung pinagbibilhan ng vegan food, number one. And
Mm.
number two, people want to be healthier nowadays. Eh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That leads us now to where? Food is something that alam naman natin na primary and basic na we can develop and do a lot of creative thinking out of food.
Yeah.
Katulad nun, sabi nga natin, may komunidad may pangangailangan, babalik na naman, up your antenna, scan the environment, and then pinpoint the pinpoints, come up with a
Yeah.
standout proposition, and then ayun na.
Yeah.
Kaching, negosyo. That's food. That's just one of the things that we wanted to share with people that anything related to food, so long as pag-aralan nyo mabuti at saka ilabas nyo yung kakaiba ng food na yan, then probably you'll get to a very good head start with this winning business.
Paulo, I have a question though regarding, you said, if you have a business idea, do the FGD, focus group discussion. So, sino ba tong FGD mo? Is it, I'm thinking family members or friends? Ano ba yung, when you say FGD, sino ba yan?
Okay.
Dapat?
Kasi ngayon, di ba, online, so hindi pwede. So, ito, ang suggestion ko dito, okay, two things kasi yan, you can start with family circle and friends. Pero ito, we don't want to get the biased opinion of these people kasi ayaw lang tayong mapahiya. Di ba, parang, oy, Kat, pinsan kita. Kat, sige nga, Ann, pinsan kita. Sige nga, tingnan nyo to. Di ba? I have my list of questionnaire. Kunyari, 10 questionnaire yan. From price, promotion, the piece of marketing, ang basis niyan FTD. Everyone, focus to group discussion yan. Now with that, kung family and friends closely associated with you, you just tell them, please tell me yung honest opinion nyo in this particular product. It will not help kung magtatago kayo na sasabihin nyo lamang na, ay, ang sarap, tapos pagtalikod mo, hindi naman masarap. Alam mo yung ganun So better to have that. So that delineates, that will now parang take yung appreciation na tama yung makukuha mong sagot o solution or the result, not this one. Now, another way to do it also is, di ba, use your social media wisely. What? For example, you get to yung sphere of networks mo. Hindi mo sila kilala lahat. Parang ganyan. Meron pa, kunyari nga, yung vegetable lasagna na yon. Diba? So, gagawin ko dito, mag-i-invite ako ng kunyari, 10 tao on a particular Sunday, alas 3 ng hapon o anong oras, and then papadalan ko sila ng lasagna, online ngayon adapting to the new norm, papadalan ko sa kanya-kanyang bahay, ito yung target market ko, ito yung demographics nila, and then from there, mag-uusap kami online, mag-uusap kami sa meeting, and then I get my FTD based on these people na alam kong
that's creative. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it.
So that's a way to do it, and that you must really must close to getting the right parang result for your product.
Result,
Yun
accurate feedback.
Thank you for that. So I see that there are 5 industries that you have identified: health and wellness. So yun na nga, no, may reusable PPEs, alcohols and sanitizers, of course, kasi this is part of our daily habit na.
Yeah, it's a requirement.
Naging na yan Yan yung totoo niyan. Kaya lang kailangan maging yun, katulad nun talking about alcohol, for example, PPEs. How will you differentiate your alcohol and so on from the rest? That's another question. Kasi all of us can come up with a alcohol brand. Or how your alcohol can stand out. Na, sir, ma'am, ito pong alcohol namin, pag ginamit nyo po, tanggal po ang balat ninyo. Ewan ko na lang. I mean, so, alam niyo yun,
Yeah.
it's
You have to
principle
stand.
work. Parang,
Oo.
meron bang moisturizer, meron bang kikinis ang, alam mo yun, baka susunod yan, may whitening element na ngayon
Yeah.
you never know.
Yeah.
That's when you come up with your apples and
Okay.
ano, parang orange among apples principle.
Orange
how
among apples. Yeah.
Yes, yan, health and wellness.
Okay.
Diba? So katulad niyan din, hindi pwede ngayon yung mga gym pa, di ba? Hindi pa pwede yung mga
Oo.
ganyan exercise sa mga public places. So what do you do? Online personal training, alam natin marami yan sa YouTube, pwede kang magano. Pero how do you differentiate now kung ikaw ay nandoon sa anong type ng negosyo, ganun ang skills mo, how do you now differentiate from the rest of these free online courses? So
Yeah.
again, you
Right.
come up with how do you stand out. So anything about health and wellness, anything about things that will help us further grow dun sa ganitong industriya and beyond. Pwede yan. Okay? So third of
Yeah.
tell me if our time is up.
Yeah.
So,
We're going to ng
So yung
content. It's transport.
Okay na.
nakita natin ngayon, ito, just to share with each and everyone, siguro I'm so blessed, our company is so blessed because kahit na nagkaroon ng lockdown, we're one of the few freight companies in the country who have still operated until now. We're chartering
That's
flights,
great.
airlines. Kami po yung mga nag-charter ng flights dito sa atin sa Pilipinas. An average of 6 to 8 flights a week until now, since lockdown. So somehow, sabi ko nga,
That's good.
di ba? Parang napakagandang pagkakataon na itong transport business, transport sector, nakita natin, ito yung resilient pagdating ngayon sa mga gantong pandemya. Hindi siya mawawala. So from typical delivery rider, yung mga motor-motor, ng malalaking truck, containerized, you see that this particular sector is really, I would not say
flourishing.
It's there for the long haul, regardless with virus or without virus. Okay, next. I always love this, agriculture, makibaka, makibaboy. Di ba? Parang lahat na nandito. Bakit? Ngayon nga, ni-encourage tayo, backyard agriculture, di ba? What more, kung meron kang resources, nasa probinsya ka, meron kang nandyan sa Maynila, paano mo utilize ang agriculture? You can get into livestock, you can get into vegetable, so on. You can get into processing, that's another, di ba? Parang, pwede. I always tell people, it's cool to be in agriculture, with C-O-L-L, agriculture. It's cool to be in agriculture. What? Always the demand is high, business of infinity, walang katapusan. So, yan ang maganda. So, ibig sabihin, hindi mo kailangan magtanim. Minsan, kailangan mo magproseso. Let others supply. Diba, nakita naman natin sa news, yung mga kamatis natatapon, yung mga ganyan nasisira. Ano gagawin mo? Baka pwede ka mag-process. Kahit initially sa backyard mo o sa home base. Diba? Yung bang tipong kunyari, gusto mo yung pasta, pizza. Hindi ba pwedeng yung totoong kamatis na ipo-process mo? You have fresh, not canned, parang tomato paste. You see? And that can start with negosyo. That's another. And then trading. Trading. Pinakamabilis to eh. And using the platform.
Gadgets, general merchandise.
Gadget. Fashion, sabi ko nga, pwede nga, even yung ukay-ukay, mag-ukay-ukay ka na. Yung damit na hindi mo nasusuot, mga sapatos.
Oo.
Para online garage sale.
Yeah.
So, these are just some na you can take a look. Siyempre, marami pa rin consideration yan. Ang sinasabi lang natin, these are the options that we have seen that have thrived and succeeded ngayong pandemic. And for me, personally, even beyond pandemic. Yan. Okay. These are winning business options.
I'll stop sharing this one na. Okay. So, I stopped sharing na.
I wanted to clarify, Paulo, about existing businesses, especially those who started this year or are just small enterprises just beginning their businesses and those planning. What would you say are the considerations that small businesses need to take into account in terms of planning their resiliency during this period of pandemic? I'm sure things did not go as they planned for their business. So what should they do so that they can plan for longevity of their business and for their people as well?
Ang maganda nga no, yung madali kasing mag-pivot yung advantage ngayon ng mga small businesses. Alam naman natin marami rin naman tinamaan, and I'm in the midst of the entrepreneurship community in the country. And I've seen so many from the biggest of the biggest, the big ticket project, the big ticket businesses, down to the micro level. And we have seen na talagang lahat tinamaan with this. And now, ang mangyayari kasi niyan, moving forward on what's going to happen, maganda kasi, ang isang advantage for the small businesses, they can easily adapt and pivot. Unlike sa big businesses, wala ka na magagawa. For example, in terms of resources, I'm sure many big ticket businesses naka-anchor yan sa loan. There's portfolio, and so on and so on. With micro small businesses, kahit pa paano, yung small capitalization can be a very good start to regain yung momentum. Kasi nawala na nga you cannot recover anymore. Now, balik na naman sa paano kami magsisimula. Sabi ko nga, we have laid down some potential winning businesses. For some na nag-pivot, they will still stick with what they have at this point. Kasi utilizing the resources that you have, tama yon. Now, ang kailangan lang doon, example, in food businesses, if you cannot do anymore yung cart type business in malls and so on, standalone, brick and mortar physical store, what do you do now? You get into parang frozen packed food, you get into the DIY kit, you do it yourself kit, you get into the reseller type of model, you get into dealership type of model that lessens a lot of things, di ba? Parang ganon. And then pwede na sa bahay siya. So ano ibig sabihin? Again, gagamitin mo na naman yung e-commerce platform. So that's one way for small businesses to continue kung nasa food ka. What about naman kunyari nasa services ka? Real estate, example. Ngayon, hindi pwede yung physical, parang dapat yung physical tripping and so on. Why not come up with typical na parang online tripping? Alam niyo, yung parang online tripping, yung parang, ito po yung bahay, magkausap tayong ganito, naka-zoom tayo, papakita ko sa yung bahay, walk through kita, parang naka-3D.
Virtual.
Di ba? Ito po yung kwarto, ito po yung faucet, ito po yung banyo, ito po yung garahe, and so on, so on. So still, you can still pivot, you can still do things creatively. Sabi ko nga, kahapon meron akong kausap from one engagement. Sabi niya, paano kami ngayon magkakaroon ng mga events sa office namin? Well, you can do online party. So anong gagawin nyo? Di ba? Parang you can still do things. So ano ibig sabihin? Ang key talaga dito, everyone, is to use your creative thinking. Meaning to say, using the platform of digital, using the platform of virtual, and then see for yourself, study well, yung konseptong meron kayo. So given to say, sabi ko longevity, sustainability. Sabi ko nga, mag-iiba yung mundo na Parang you have to adapt with what's happening. Ang key lang dito is dapat when we realize things already, learn from that realization, and from that realization, we now develop and produce result along the way. Kasi ito yung key approaches. Parang ang dating kasi dito, ignite the fire. Parang the fire in your entrepreneurial spirit. Ignite the fire of your corporate career. Ignite the fire of who you are. Sa mga kanina Kat, the wise. The wise mo. Ano yung wise mo Begin with. Ako, ayoko sana sabihin the better version of me. Ano ko magaling Sobrang cliche parang ganyan. Pero, we have to rekindle and rediscover ourselves and to love what we do. Basically, that will drive us. So,
their passion.
Sa businesses, ganun talaga. Personal to professional to, kailangan talaga Ang kailangan dito, everyone, yung criminal state, yung transition, ang dito, everything follows where? Acceptance. We need to accept changes at this point. Liminal state tayo Wala na tayo sa pre-normal This is the now normal. The abnormal is right now. And soon, probably, it's going to be the new normal. Di ba naka-mask? Mas gwapo at mas maganda pala tayo pag naka-mask. Alam niyo yun? Di ba? Parang, gano'n talaga So, ang key sa liminal state, acceptance talaga. Yun
Yeah.
yun. Without accepting,
Paulo, sorry.
walang mangyayari.
Yeah.
Yan.
Ako
Yes.
naman, I want to ask kasi you're very well known in your industry as a motivational speaker, as an entrepreneur. We want to know who the motivator is for this motivator that we share the
Exactly.
screen with.
Um, ano ba? Well, eto honestly, everyone, and for many followers, siguro hindi nila alam to. I have no particular parang formal training in public speaking. That's one. That's one. Pangalawa, siguro yung opportunity na nabigay sa akin so many years ago to speak with people was attributed to Argo Negosyo movement na matagal na panahon na. So, ibig sabihin, the passion in this speaking, probably, ito lagi ko nasasabi, no? Parang ito yung isa lagi kong dasal, na if this is the instrument, parang ito yung instrument na binibigay sa akin ng Panginoon to speak with people, to help people, and use this platform to reach out and, to inspire and motivate people, then by all means, I will be embracing that. And I have embraced that for so many years now. So, eto nga there was a time, ini-invite ako sa mga Toastmaster club, ganyan, parang para matuto ako ng public speaking and so on. Pinagbigyan ko minsan yung isang kaibigan. Alam nyo, honestly, nung nakita ko yung framework, nung nakita ko yung fundamentals that they teach, ginagawa ko na pala siya. Without me knowing, without parang people
With that
telling
formal study.
yes,
Yeah.
without people telling me ano yung gagawin mo, ano yung dapat. Ngayon nga
Sa'yo.
marami platform na to get into speaking, marami na nga ring wannabes. Alam mo yun, marami na rin gustong-gusto, they thought na, pero ito lagi ko sinasabi in public speaking if you wanted to speak with people. There's a 3 C's, may tatlong C. May tatlong C. Ano yung unang C? Credibility. Bakit? You cannot tell something that you are not credible with. So, ibig sabihin, I started my speaking career, negosyo, business. Nag-evolve sa overtime. So, credibility. You have to have a track record. You have to have expertise in certain area na dapat dun ka kilala at dapat talaga credible ka. Pangalawang C, content. Di ba? Hindi pwedeng, ang tao kasi, something that is relatable. Kailangan relatable sa tao at dapat may value, may valor silang makukuha doon sa content na meron ka. And lastly, pangatlong C, na nakikita ko, isa sa pinaka-importante rin sa ganitong karera. Alam niyo ano? Charisma. Yun, charisma.
Especially with quarantine hair. And look.
That's your added
Baka naman
Na
sabihin,
walang shading.
nakakahiya naman na sabihin mo, naging professor ng araw ako, money heist ba yun? Oo. Anyway, ang sinasabi ko nga, yung charisma kasi, palagay ko, Kat siguro, tsaka ito siguro yung advantage na meron ako. I'm a people-oriented person. Easy to get along with. I can gel with all types of people.
Yeah.
And I can really engage people. Pero kanina nga when you're introducing the learn joinment thing, that's how I do it. It's a trademark where you learn at the same time.
Yeah.
There's humor in it.
Enjoyment.
So, coming from that end, saan nga ba? Wala. To begin with, who motivated me? Probably wala. It's a push.
Yeah.
I don't know kung saan lang galing. And then, parang over time, nandun siya. Siguro nga, ang marami nagsasabi talaga sa akin ito, and I'm always happy hearing, parang any compliment for that matter. I'm used to hearing a lot of compliments na, ayan mo, sir.
Si Fred Colin Aguinaldo, actual experiences teaches a lot. That's what Paulo Tibig has. Kaya very effective sa kanya mag-followers. Yan.
So, salamat sir. Salamat sir. Si sir, marami ng followers to. Yung sinasabi nga natin, siguro nga, yung pagiging instrumento, siguro marami nagsasabi talaga, it's a gift. Speaking is a gift, motivating.
Yeah. Hindi sa'yo.
Sabi ko nga, hindi naman ako maraming magaling na negosyante, maraming magaling na speakers, and probably it's about that connection with one another, easy to relate to. And yun siguro yung nagbigay sa akin ng buhay talaga with this career. I never thought that I'd be getting into this career also to begin with, and to be an entrepreneur. Di ba, parang siguro nga thesis, it matters a lot, getting people motivated. And sabi ko nga, the platform na binigay sa akin, yun siguro ang pinaka-effective way. And talagang, if there's sincerity about it, and then you have the passion with the P and not with the F. Alam mo yun, yung passionate of doing things, helping people, reaching out to people. Sabi ko, these are pogi points up. Di ba? Parang, ang dami pa ng pogi points eh. Bukod sa gwapo na ako. Di ba? Parang gano'n ang dating. Dami-dami ng pogi. If you help people, parang it's very natural and you get more motivated, you get fired up. And then when you see people successful in so many ways, na sila, na nahawa mo, naging hindi because of COVID, but nahawa mo with positivity and so on, with that aura, and then go. Siya. Yun lang. Yun ang sagot ko. Walang sekreto.
Wow. Credibility. Mr. Pastor Mike Obispo, ano yung wife niya has worked with you si Pastor Van Obispo.
Oh!
Yeah.
Hello, Vanessa.
Yeah, they're our pastor.
Oo nga. So many good friends. So, ang dami-dami yung parang following tuloy sasabihin. Nasasanay kasi meron pang mga only one orange.
One orange in Bataan.
Negosyante yan si Robert. Lechon ng kanyang negosyo. Umorder na kayo, masarap.
Oh, wow.
Ayan. Tingnan mo nga, ang dami ang dami nakikinig sa iyo at nanonood. Maraming salamat din.
Ng mga followers. So siguro, Ian, you can ask Paulo yung question mo. The last question.
I was wondering, what important things do you believe that Filipinos should learn, especially during this time, to help them cope with the circumstances? Majority of Filipinos are employees. So marami dyan na threatened ng job security. Merong iba na hindi nila naisip na pwede maging entrepreneur. So if there are people who are inspired, especially this evening, to explore entrepreneurship, what are the things that you encourage or you believe they should learn?
No. Ang kasi dyan, kailangan kasi tignan muna natin what's in our heart. That's one. And what's basically, kasi it helps kasi yung orientation natin, saan tayo na linya and so on, or whether we wanted to get into business or not. I always tell people that there's no shortcut to entrepreneurship. That's one. And I always tell people that not all are crafted to be negosyo. That's another. There are people na talagang pang-corporate eh. Parang they really thrive do sa setup ng corporate, very stressful, highly stressful. Ganun din naman sa negosyo. The more na lalo na ngayon so many friends in the community talagang, alam mo yun, yung parang praning. Kasi sabihin na natin na medyo praning talaga, na talagang all these uncertainties and so on. So, ibig sabihin, parang, for me, it's always about, hindi kasi pwedeng guts lagi eh. Hindi laging pwedeng guts. We have to study really well ano yung gusto natin pasukin. Ngayon, walang problema. Parang, ito nga maganda pagkakataon that we can do a lot of experiment wherein we try to get into different type of businesses, tapos maliit ang exposure, and then, ang problema lang yan, mahirap yan pag sa professional life. You cannot do that in your career. You know, I always tell people, if there's one internal realization, ito yung napaka-swerte natin at we have to be thankful that yung opportunity that we have still our job right now as an employee, dapat magpasalamat tayo ng sobra. Kaya nga, I always, lately, yung programang sobrang hinihingi talaga sa akin, yung tinatawag namin love of work program. Parang, why employees need to love their job more than ever. It's about shifting mindset to get employees on track again. Doon sa mga kumpanya, sa mga companies, parang ganyan. So, ibig sabihin, for me, it's about away from gut feel. That's one. Away from gut feel. And then, I always tell people that we have to look out. I really believe that parang merong mga bagay na meron tayong kagalingan. There's always champion in us. Minsan lang, kailangan natin cover yon. kailangan lang natin ilabas yung champion na yun na meron sa atin so that we can also succeed. Whether it's in our profession or in our business. So basically, pag pinagsama-sama mo to, ito nga yung maganda eh. Parang people tend to see a lot of what's happening, what's going on. Sabi ko nga, di ba, starting with that C2C, since we started the session, doon na naman babalik. For most successful people, minsan yung C2C principle ang naging daan. Hindi pa nga yung sobrang pinag-aralan. Now, drive for me is another. Ibig sabihin, we really have to be driven. You know, Pinoys are known to be like kogon. Di ba? Ang kogon na damo, madaling magliyab. Ito ang karakteristika kasi ng kogon. Madaling magliyab, madaling mamatay. So, ayaw natin yung gano'n. Ibig sabihin, nakita natin for some na nagiging successful. Yes, naging enthusiastic tayo. In fact, eto ngayon, I'm sure, marami sa atin ngayon are motivated, whether to get into business, to work well with their professional career, and so on. But then again, ang laging tanong is, until when you get motivated? Di ba? Parang ganyan. Until when you will realize na kailangan magtuloy-tuloy ito at ituloy ito. Para bang banderang, alam mo yun, yung parang sa karera ng kabayo, hindi dapat banderang tapos. Hindi parang titigilan mo yung renta ng kabayo para hindi ka makapagdating sa finish line. Kailangan banderang tapos, push mo na itutuloy mo para may mangyari doon sa buhay natin. So, alam ko nga sinasabi, everyone, parang ano to eh, the question will always be posed to ourselves. Parang it has to come within us. Parang sabi ko nga, i-discover mo yung champion in you. Now, how do you do that? Una, there's two parang types of person na makikita natin normally sa isang game of sports. Isang spectator, another player. Now, ano ba ang mga spectator? Spectator are those people who are just watching from the grandstand how the game unfolds. Correct, di ba? And the players are the ones who are training. Sila yung nagpapakahirap. Ito yung mga tao na talagang nagsusumikap. And these people, these players are there to play and win. Meaning to say, kung nandito tayo ngayon sa ganitong scenario, sabi nga natin, you wanted to get your profession, you wanted to get your business going, and so on. The question will always be, are you going to be the spectator or player? Ulitin ko lang spectator is someone who watches the game as the game unfolds. And the player is someone who will play and win the game of life. Remember, buhay natin to di ba? Parang, paano mo ipapamalo yung buhay mo? Paano mo ipalalabas yung kagalingan mo, yung pagiging champion mo? Gantong crisis pa lamang, tumutupi na tayo. Ayaw na natin. Dito nga nakikita yung attribute natin In fact, ito yung magandang testing ground. Never ever in our life that it can happen again. Tama, di ba? Parang baka sa susunod na henerasyon na, may ganito na ulit. Huwag lang mag-develop ulit sa China. Kung panig, baka iba na naman. Pero ano ibig sabihin? Dito nakikita yung paano mo i-face yung mga pagkakataon na ganito. How are you challenged? Kaya nga sabi ko nga, if I may share everyone, bago tayo magtapos, alam ko sobrang overwhelmed na yata tayo. Ako na yata magpapayad ng airtime at Zoom meeting na to. Diba? Parang gusto ko lang i-share sa about isa, okay lang ba, Ann? Meron kasi akong dinevelop na parang acronym about this crisis. There's an uptake of this crisis. Sabi ko nga, C stands for, sabi ko nga, kanina nabanggit ko, challenge your creative thinking. Ibig sabihin, sa mga panahon na ayon, dito mo mapapakita kung paano ka mag-iisip para ma-challenge yung creativity mo to come up with different ideas, different scenarios, and how you would face these different scenarios and circumstances. That's C. Pangalawa, you have to stay relevant. R. Crisis. R. Relevant. You have to stay relevant. Ibig sabihin, ito na yung mga nangyayari Ang dami na nangyayari. Papaiwan ka ba? Sabi ko nga dito, parang it's like, we need to go out of our shell. Parang we need to go out of our shell. Bakit? kailangan natin, we have to ride with the waves. We have to ride with the rough times, the rough waters. It's either we ride with the wave or swim with the wave. If not kasi, malulunod tayo, lulubog tayo sa bedrock ng dagat. And by then, tapos na tayo. Lalo na kung di tayo relevant. So let's stay relevant. That's R. Anong next? I. Ano yung I? Innovate the play. Talks about it.
I'm taking down notes. Innovate.
Yeah, that's the word. So innovate the plane. Ano ibig sabihin? Di ba ang plato na usual below? In our case nito, ang plato pwede ng kwadrado, pwede ng triangulo, pwede ng nakalagay yung baso, pwede ng nakatayo ka, nakakain ka na. Innovation. Innovation, kung ang tanong kanina, Anis, innovation is sustainability. So we have to innovate. Innovate the plane. That's CRI. What's next? S. Okay. Related to innovation, related to pain points, solve problems. Yes. Ano ang problema ngayon sa panahon ngayon? Yung problema meron ngayon, babalik mo sa C2C. Gawan mo ng C2C. Ang problema, i-solve mo ang problema. To solve problems. And that R-I-S. What's the next I? The next I, be well informed. Be well informed. Kasi di ba, unfortunately, alam niyo marami pong mga engagement, di ba? Even this time, and I have noticed and observed na marami pa rin walang pakialam sa paligid. Grabe. Wala pa rin paki sa nangyayari. Wala pa rin napagtutunan. Parang pre-pandemic mindset at attitude pa rin. If that happens to everyone, these people will certainly not move and will not learn. Kahit anong pandemya, siguro pag nabuna na ang mundo, hindi pa lang tayo matututo. Hindi mo natin kailangan ito dapat lalo nga ngayon na nakita na natin, if we're into the corporate, dapat lalo natin mahalin yung trabaho natin. If we're in business, lalo natin tingnan kung paano natin isusurvive yung negosyo natin, and so on. Sa personal din natin. Diba? Yep. So be informed. Lastly, what's S? Seek help from others. So ibig sabihin, you need to seek help from others. Meaning to say, katulad ng mga pagkakataong binibigay nyo, di ba? You're giving life to so many people, everyone, that alone, parang di ba, Lucis. Sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, akala ko Lucis Dahil alam mo, pagbago Lucis, ibig sabihin pa everyone ng pero ang social pa, Lucis. Di ba? Pag tama ba, Lucis. About life. So,
Lucis.
Ano ibig sabihin? You're giving a renewed life to people. So I hope that if my instrument, if my platform is public speaking, if your instrument, your platform is to help through this type of channel, then go on and give life to many people. So that's crisis. That's the positive take on crisis.
Nice. Amen. Thank you so much, Paulo. And all of the followers who watched us tonight, thank you at sinamahan nyo kaming lahat. Paulo, thank you. We know that ito pala, you're into events and bawal ang mass gathering. You think makaka-bounce back agad ang events?
Tingin ko, konting panahon na lang. And I think if we konting-konti na lang. If we practice physical distancing, protocols and so on, I think it's doable. And I have seen mga tao naman pagka ganun susunod And sa totoo lang, iba pa rin yung live event. If I may say, iba pa rin ang live event.
Yeah, that's true.
And ako, I feel, I have my heart also goes with the live event parang sector. So many friends, organizers, learning events man yan, public events, parang seminars, trainings, and so on. Talagang iba pa rin yung live, diba? And I hope na sooner, siguro as we go along, ang ano nga dito we cannot beat COVID at this point. That's one. Parang how do we defeat fear, di ba? Parang do things na ano ang kailangan gawin, the safety protocols, the health and parang ways to do it, to approach it. Kasi hindi naman siya mawawala Wala tayong magagawa doon Pero
we are coexisting with it na.
Yeah, kailangan sabayan mo na Sabi ko nga, ride with the rough times. Parang sail with the rough times, with the rough waters. Wala ka na magagawa doon. So, ang kailangan lang doon, we are ang key dito yung self-awareness. Pag aware tayo with what can happen, what's happening, and then we mag-self-manage tayo. Dapat we manage ourselves. Dapat alam natin kung paano manage siya. So sooner, I hope na kasi part ako nung industriya ang meron kayong ganyan
Yeah.
like so on. I'm happy speaking with people from hundreds of people, thousands of people. In fact, meron ako mga webinar, thousands of attendees. Ito yung mga kasi nga this continues to continues to get their people on track again. Kaya nga maganda ba lang dito, marami pa ring companies to see that they have to drive their people bounce back to the yung mga dapat gawin kasi siyempre businesses needs to continue, companies need to earn, to be profitable. So tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung mga events na yan, learning events and so on for our people. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin. So we hope it will be soonest.
Yeah.
Good.
Soon.
Yeah, tsaka kasi just as we enjoyed hearing from you tonight, iba syempre if makita ka na namin in person.
Yeah.
So we're looking
It's a
forward
different
to that,
experience.
Paulo. Yes, and
Yes,
your
yes.
followers want to see you in person na din. Yun. So, God bless you and your family.
Pasalamat na ako sa kanila. Maraming salamat po sa inyo, Carlo. Wala na si Carlo, hindi nakabalik.
Yeah.
To all followers, even yung tita ko, nandyan din, naka-online din pala siya. At sa lahat ng mga kita natin mga followers, yung mga konsepto and all the things na parang makakapanood pa nito. At I think in FB, parang hindi ko alam, in FB Live ng aking assistant ni Gibbs nasa
Thank
sa
you.
ngayon. Para siguro
Thanks na pala, Gibbs.
Thanks, Gibbs.
At gusto ko palang ibitahan ang karamihan, if you wanted to join me, by Sunday, I'll be having another online talk. This is parang puro pang HR to. It was organized by the HR group, the biggest group in the country. I'll be speaking 3 o'clock HR Cafe, and we'll be talking about bakit kailangan mga employees really need to love their job and shift their mindset. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, this is one module na programa that I have developed na sobrang taas ng clamor for so many companies kasi nga they really wanted to get their people trained now yung maiba na. So yeah, that's one.
Okay. So that's on Sunday. We'll post it here also on the page, no? That's
Sunday, 3 o'clock. Live yun.
3 o'clock.
Natin ganito.
Okay.
Ako naman, very generous on giving.
Watch that. Yeah.
Parang ganyan. And hopefully you can join us also. Meron kami develop na what we call as Workplace Excellence PH. It's an FB community na puro mga professionals, so you can join us and then you get a lot of things going for you for your workplace. Hindi lang ito so basically pang HR to, pang sales to, pang corporate to. So sana join us everyone, so the viewers natin. And then if you wanted us to be with you, to speak with your people, to train your people for keynotes and motivational session, do let us know, message us at Paulo Tibig lang, PAULOTIBIG. Ayan, marami kong programa pa sa inyo. Yun. Maraming salamat.
Okay. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much again.
Paulo Tibig's social media accounts. Thank you so much and God bless you and your family.
At Paulo Tibig.
At Paulo Tibig lang.
Sa
yun na lahat. Facebook and Instagram.
Instagram.
Sa TikTok, nakikita ka ba?
Alam mo, pag ginawa ko na yun, sira na ang karir ko.
Okay.
Pero in-encourage
so, Facebook and Instagram.
But basically for, yun pala, abangan nyo rin yung online show. Hopefully magkaroon na ng katotohanan. Alam niyo yung Kat and Anna, bang nga, 3 taon na, siguro ngayon mangyayari na. So you can see me in all social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, I have my page, tapos pina-revive ko na rin na Twitter, and so many platforms. YT, meron na rin, binalik ko na rin yung YT, YouTube channel. So, abangan nyo pong lahat yan, and you get a lot of things. Sa YT, you can get a lot of mga recorded online talks na meron. So, ang dami na doon, para tumagdag na yung mga subscriber doon, para katulad ng channel ninyo. So, I hope makita-kita tayo online pa rin. Yan.
Yeah. Thank you, Paulo Tibig. At Paulo Tibig. Okay. Thank you so much, Paulo, and God bless you and your family.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Hi. Hi, Ian. So this is that part of our program where we do our takeaway. See,
Oh,
Carlo cannot join us anymore, but that's
okay.
okay. So next week, hopefully his signal will be better because he just transferred to
Yeah.
another to a new place. So
Oh,
he was just running on his data,
data.
so
Okay.
medyo limited. So
Well, we look forward to him next week.
next week. We have very interesting topics lined up. Next week, we're
Hmm.
going to talk about the education sector. So, from
Yeah,
the
an
perspective of
important
the
sector.
students,
Yeah.
from the perspective of
Yeah.
the students, we're now
Hmm.
experiencing the new normal, which is online school, online classes.
Uh-huh. A lot of
So,
people are affected by this.
yeah, and also from the education sector. So teachers are now coming up with modules. All of a
Hmm.
sudden, they're busy coming up, migrating to
Hmm.
online. So
Yeah.
I was able to speak to one teacher. Nga, she said
Uh,
not all subjects can be taught online because she's teaching calculus. So how
ah,
that's
yeah.
so hard. And a friend of ours, Ivar, is a teacher of music. So
That's true.
I don't know how he does it.
Mhm.
So that would be
That'll be
interesting.
interesting. Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
And
I'm
then
looking forward to that too.
yeah, and there's another topic that's lined up.
Mhm.
There's a friend of ours is
Mhm.
organizing an online dating, an online speed dating event.
Speed dating. Wow.
Yes, kasi he's feeling a need because walang social life ang single people.
Oh,
Paano
oh, that's
naman?
definitely a need, Kathy. Maybe too bad you and I can't join, but
So yeah, he's going to talk about that. And then
okay.
we're also going to discuss Spanish flu and how different we're going to
Hmm.
compare and contrast that with COVID-19.
Hmm.
So a doctor friend of ours will be discussing that. So very interesting upcoming topics. This
Hmm.
is our 12th episode. Thank you so much
Yeah,
everybody for
imagine
for
12 weeks.
being with us week in and week out. So what's
Mhm.
your takeaway, Ian?
It's been an enormous evening in terms of information, learnings. So I will simplify. I think perhaps for me, what resounded from everything that Paulo said was the secret lies within. Uh, the thing that he mentioned was it starts from within inside us. So it starts with the passion, our awareness, and he used also the word acceptance. And whatever starts from within, we get motivated to take action. We have to take commitment as well. So I think this is a good time for everyone to start looking inside themselves to figure out what it is that they can do to make a difference on the outside for themselves, their families, and for other people, whether it's business or in their current life as employee. So that's for me an important takeaway.
Right. Yeah, I like what you said and what Paulo said because we asked who is motivating this motivator. Um,
Yeah.
so he said it's intrinsic in him. It was natural to him. It's a
Mhm.
gift that he had from the very beginning. And when he was exposed to people who were teaching that very thing that he is talking about, parang he said, "Oh, I'm applying this and that already." So
Mhm.
it is innate in him. I know that yeah, I like the fact that you said na you have to search from within. Ikaw, that's
Mhm.
where it all starts. I think
Yeah.
if you have Christ in this crisis, lalo na,
Mhm.
um, maaayos yung, what's inside of you, and that will drive you to move forward positively, and
Yes.
uh, you'd have, much hope in your heart.
Mhm.
Hindi lang yung human capabilities, but if you have
Mhm.
Christ in this crisis,
Yep.
it's going to be a supernatural ride. It's going to be a
Yeah.
supernatural ride. And I like also his acrostics on crisis. And the last one, we are feeling the seek
Hmm.
help from others. So
Yeah.
ito, kami, not because we're the host of the show,
Uh,
kami na yung nagpo-provide lang sa inyo ng light. But, you
mhm.
guys are also with your comments and, we are actually receiving messages already that they want to guest on the show, and that's
It's
actually our
amazing.
it's amazing. It's actually our goal
Yeah, that's
to
one of our
engage.
objectives.
We want to engage you guys to share
Mhm.
your light because we're meant to be the light and salt of the earth. So let's
Yeah.
do just that. So with that, we want to say God bless all of you. Thank you all for joining, and
Thank you so much.
Carlo, will see you next week. Thanks so
Yes.
much, Paolo, and to all the Paoloers.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye,
God
everyone. See you next week. Bye bye.